superstar of the future. Will the revolution be televised again? And well, I'm here, ain't I?
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this contest and
Acknowledge us.
Hey guys, we're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We'll talk about WWE NXT highlights before Vengeance Day. Now we're going to talk about the recent episode of NXT, talk about what happened on the show, go over the key moments, and also give my review on the show. Also, we got current news. Stay tuned for that. And also, as usual, we have the bonus round with the upcoming NXT Vengeance Day final predictions for the NXT Vengeance Day PLE this upcoming Saturday. But before we begin, let's look over the match card. Salute to everybody who came in. Let's get the likes up as we come into the ring while we talk about NXT. All right, this is the match card here as advertised. We have Bayley versus Cora Jade, 1-on-1. We do have a NXT Heritage Cup match. Lexis King defense against JDC of the System of TNA, formerly known as Fandango. We do have a championship match, a main event. Tony D'Angelo defends the North American title against Ridge Holland. Triple threat, number one contendership match. So we got No Catch Quarter Crew, Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne, Hank and Tank, and of course Josh Briggs. And I keep forgetting how to say his name. I keep forgetting how, if I said it right. Let me see if I said it right. His name is it's on tip of my tongue. It's in Almora, how do you say his name? But you guys know who I mean. So let's start off with the beginning and first match of the night. Now, first match we have here is Bayley versus Cora Jade. We know that Bayley requested to face Cora last week due to Cora attacking her and Julia with the bat. This was a good match. Bayley and Cora Jade had very good tempo. You know, a lot of offense from both women. They definitely kept up. You know, they played off the whole Cora Jade is, you know, she looked up to Bayley. Now she don't anymore. They show pictures online, similar to Roxanne Perez. How that's her idol. Well, former idol, I should say. Jay has some good speed advantage, and Bayley had the power advantage. Now, seemed like Bayley was going to go for a win. She was getting close. Next thing you know, Roxanne Perez comes out to Bayley's old theme song as the hugger gimmick, and went even as far as dressing like her, which I thought was funny. Distracted Bayley for a second. And during the whole thing, at the end of the day, Cora Jade got the pinfall and she defeated Bayley. Cora Jade defeats Bayley. We had a standoff between Cora and Roxanne, and Bayley pushed Roxanne to Cora. And later on that night, we did get a Bayley and Roxanne go to Ava's office. You know, how Bayley was upset. And she roasted Roxanne a little bit, called her you best you ever looked, you ugly idiot. But the biggest change was when Ava changed the original match, which was a triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship. And now what has become a triple threat now is a four-way for the NXT Vengeance Day PLE. So now it's four. Cora Jade's been added. Well, we'll talk more about that later on. That was the first match of the night. Next match on here, well, segment, I should say. We got A-Town Down Under, and they had a segment with the NXT champion over Femi. And think about this here. Femi said that these two, they got an ego. He said that ego will be their downfall. And he's talking about Austin and Grayson. Now we know both of these men, they've been teasing a breakup for quite some time in several recent months. They kind of laid off of it, then they teased it again. But it seemed like they was Austin and Grayson. They talked about how neither one of them got to be NXT champion. They named off plenty of people: Braun Breaker, Carmelo, Trick. Plenty of men who's held that title, but not those two, who both were previously in NXT. And Grayson Waller and Austin was assaulting each other. Seemed like they were gonna go at it, but it was only a ploy for them to both jump over Femi. Austin hit his move, A-Town, then Grayson Waller came and hit his move, and they were standing tall. But it was a good segment though, leading up to that triple threat match at NXT Vengeance Day. So very good on that part. But let's go to the next part of the show. All right, we got here. This is the triple threat tag team match. Now this here is another good one. Another good one here. And we got here Hank and Tate versus No Catch Quarter Crew, Briggs and Armora. All these teams did well. All these teams proved that they won the NXT Tag Team Gold. They did whatever they could. I like the Hank and Tank. Those two have really, really developed it to come to their own. I saw them on NXT Level Up, and also they've been working with Booker T and Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Hank and Tank definitely came a long way because I was not a fan of them at first, but they definitely was the underrated MVPs in the match. So I like that too. And also Briggs and Armor, they have great chemistry as well. They both got the power and strength. And I also like, Catch Quarter Crew, Tavion Heights. He did some suplex. He did some belly suplexes. He was moving good too. But it was at the end, Josh Briggs and Armor, they won, and they got number one contendership for the NXT Tag Team Championships. So that's what's coming down to. And Fraxium came out after. They came out after to congratulate them, and it's going to be official. And they will have a tag team match, which I will discuss later. But very, very good thing on that. Now, also, we had a match here for the Nikita Lyons versus Cesaria. This steamed up backstage in the segment. They had a little dispute. This was pretty much a quick squash match. Was not my most favorite match of the night. Zarya overpowered Nikita. Nikita has some offense. And at the end of the day, Zarya defeated Nikita Lyons. Let's go to the next match, and this was the match of these two. Now we'll go to another part of the show. Let's go to this match here. We have the Heritage Cup match. This is Lexis King versus JDC. This match was a little bit different, and I don't know if this under Lexis King character or this is going to be the rules moving forward. But this particular Heritage Cup match, we saw this before. This will be now under British Cup rules. It's one fall to the finish. And I think that's maybe, they should make that permanent. I think they're going to treat the cup like more of like a championship instead of calling it a cup. But this was just one fall to the finish. Winner takes the cup. And these two, they went at it. Now, Lexis King, he does his heel tactics, try to do anything he can to get an advantage over JDC. He uses the leg drop. He tried to get 3. He got 2 count. And then on the top rope for the finish, Lexis King hit the coronation from the top rope. But, this whole thing on match card either. You know, for guys like these two JDC, I thought it'd been a little bit better. I thought it would have been, but it's not for whatever reason. So it was not my most favorite match on the card that night. I thought it'd been better, but I was completely off. And then another thing was strange too. They went off the Fandango gimmick last week. They mentioned JDC too, but 100% was JDC this time. And I thought they should have mentioned that. You know, I just went off, just mentioned JDC from the get go. It was not my most favorite match. Not my most favorite match tonight. It was okay. Could have been a little bit better. But Lexis King retains the cup after defeating JDC after hitting the coronation off top rope. The biggest part of the evening, Ricky Starks makes his NXT debut. Now, literally 24 hours after hearing that he was no longer under AEW contract and off the roster page, he is now showing up at NXT, and he cut promo from the crowd. And the crowd was crazy. It was lit. Very, very unexpected moment for NXT. I said that he should go to NXT, but I didn't think it'd be this fast. But then again, when your contract is up on AEW, there is no 30, 90-day clause. Show up whenever. This was good. I like this moment here.
Superstar of the future. Will the revolution be televised again? And well, I'm here, ain't I?
Yeah, Ricky has it all. So that was good. He was there no more than 5 minutes, if that. He already had the crowd going. I can't even imagine how it's gonna be in this NXT run. But good. It was a good debut of Ricky Starks in NXT universe or NXT land. Main event. We got ourselves here Ridge Holland versus Tony D'Angelo. Now this is for the NXT North American Championship. But other than that, this was good. This match was solid. It seemed like Ridge Holland had Tony D'Angelo at some point, had a couple near falls, but Tony kicked out. They're really making Tony look good with this title. I will say too that Ridge Holland took a lot of advantage early on in the match. He dominated him. You know, he used the cage to as a weapon. To really destroy Tony D'Angelo up. But that's when the Don made a comeback. Now, the thing about it is, Izzy Dane threw a crowbar. She had a crowbar, and Ridge Holland took it from her. But when Ridge Holland hit Tony D'Angelo with the crowbar, we thought that was it, and it was a 2 count. And Tony D'Angelo used the crowbar, and he hit Ridge, and then he hit with a big spine buster. But it was a good win. Tony D'Angelo retains. The Don is still the champion, guys. Still doing his thing. He still continue on with his reign as NXT champion, which is great, which is a great thing. I figured that I didn't expect to see. I had no vision that Tony was going to lose the North American Championship, at least not in my mind. So it's good that he was able to retain the title because he faced off against Ridge Holland before, but I think this is the last, more likely the final time Ridge Holland challenges for this title. He challenged in a regular match. I don't see him challenging anymore for it. At least I don't see so. But I'm glad that this is done. It was a good finish. You know, at the end of the day, Tony D'Angelo was down. He came back, and he is still your North American champion. However, when he didn't get a chance to celebrate, next thing we know, Sean Spears, his stable come out. They come out, they lock the cage after Stacks fought off Ridge Holland. So the family was already outside the ring except for Tony. He was inside with Adriana Rizzo. It seemed like Izzy Dane had the crowbar looking all shocked. Only which I saw coming. Her to turn on Tony Angelo, showing that she was with Shawn Spears all along. She was just playing against the family, and they attacked him. They attacked Tony Angelo, and now more likely his next challenger for the North American Championship will be Shawn Spears. I like this here because after Tony Angelo finished his match and ended that feud with Ridge Holland, here becomes a new story. And of course, Izzy Dame took out Adriana Rizzo, hit it with chokeslam. It's like a powerful stable. You got Shawn Spears, you got him, you got what's his name again? I keep forgetting his name again. But at the end of the day, it was you got Shawn Spears, you got all his people there. Um, it's wild though. I do like how this is going. I do like this whole finish. Finish was good. Finish was very good. But he got a nice little stable there. You know, Shawn Spears got his people and Izzy Dane. That's four. More likely it's gonna be that versus the family. That's what it seems like it's going. I keep forgetting that guy's name. They used to partner with Josh Briggs. I keep forgetting his name. I remember his name once it comes to my head. And the other guy that was on NXT Level Up. But anyway, this was a good finish to NXT. Very solid show. Let's go over the grading of the show. Let's go over the grade of the show now. These are the matches that are advertised. I would have to say this was solid. This was a good, very good show. I mean, I couldn't think not too many flaws. Still some, but I get a 4.5 out of 5. It was a B plus show. And remember, this is the go home show for Vengeance Day. This will be Saturday. This was a great way for the show to go out for Vengeance Day. Very good way to go out. They did their thing. They definitely set us up for Vengeance Day, which I will talk about later on. I like how they did that. And it's a lot of good stories going on at NXT right now. A lot of stories from the mid card, lower card, all the way to the main event. Everybody has a story. And I think we're going to be full of big surprises for Vengeance Day. That's the way I see it. Others may feel differently. But I think this was a very good, well thought out show. NXT pretty much kept me going, kept me watching the show, like they do normally every week. It's definitely a good show, and it's only getting better with Ricky Starks now. But let's see what people had to say about NXT. Let's see what people voted. 92% gave it an A. Nobody gave it a B. 8% gave it a C. So A or C, pretty much. A or C. So you guys let me know in the community tab, what do you think of NXT for this week? All right, so now we're going to get on to what went wrong with NXT. What were the issues I saw on this show this week? We definitely got to talk about that. All right, first off, the first thing I did see with the show here, first thing I saw, and it's obvious, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it, Nikita Lyons can't wrestle, okay? She can't. It looked like she slimmed down a little bit, I will say that. She's moving a little faster, but it just don't cut it for me. And we know Nikita Lyons, most of the men that watch her, it's because of the look. She got a nice, she's tall, got a nice little shape on her, but she cannot really wrestle like that. And that's why her match with Zarya was pretty much not all that great. So, unfortunately, it wasn't good enough.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that's one thing I did not like about the show. Another thing that I did not like on NXT this episode, the match of the Heritage Cup match. Not all that great. I thought it was very mid. Lexis King, I know he's still getting better, but I think with Lexis King, especially that he's the NXT Heritage Cup, champ or winner, whatever you want to call it, he needs to work with more. Besides JDC, I know JDC did everything he could on his end too. Continue to work with more veterans, someone that can make him look good. I think work with people on his exact levels, not bring out the best in his matches. Maybe work somebody a little bit higher. That will make Lexis King look like a good specialist champion. But some of his matches really don't work out too well as far as performance go as a whole.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
Now, I like his match with Charlie Dempsey, but sometimes when we wrestle other people, I don't see the same results. All right, another thing I want to talk about on NXT. This whole Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I think after Vengeance Day, when neither one of these guys defeat Overfield for the title, they need to go ahead and just split them up for good. They keep teasing the split. These guys partnered up long enough. This time last year, which was mentioned in the promo, they did win the WWE Tag Team Championships in the ladder match, which is great. They've been champions. They've been tagging long enough. A good year, at least a year. I think they need to split them up. But I don't think they're going to, but they need to. Because Austin Theory, they already tried the singles run with him, Money in the Bank, and then the United States Championship runs, and to no avail. Grayson Waller, you are a comedic act at this point. You're comedy relief. No different than R-Truth, no different than Akira Tozawa. He's in that bracket. But they still need to break these two up. That's my opinion on that one.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So that's another thing I'm tired of seeing. It should have been broke this team up a long time ago. Another thing I want to talk about too, that I did not like on NXT, despite being a great show, there's some flaws I see. These promos by both Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe of leading up to the match for their strap match at Vengeance Day, for the preview, it was not good. Eddie Thorpe, he cuts the same old generic promo. He's in a fight with his character. I'm going to beat you, Trick, with the strap, whatever, and all that. And I'm just not buying to the feud. Trick Williams later on, he was approached by what Eddie Thorpe said. He accepted Eddie's challenge for the strap match. I'm not invested in this feud with Trick and Eddie. Eddie you guys already know how I feel about him. I'm not big on him. Trick Williams is a superstar, but he's not a great wrestler either. He don't have the best moveset. Great character, great promos for Trick, but in-ring performance, no, not so much. So this match is the least favorite match I'm expected to see at NXT Vengeance Day. Bottom line.
What's gonna happen? No. Words? No. You just made the list.
So I'm not big on this thing here. That's how I see it. Now that was all for what went wrong with NXT and all that stuff there. So we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna move to what went right with NXT this time. We'll see what was good about the show. Well, the obvious, Ricky Starks, NXT debut is gold. Like I said, went there long. We'll talk a little bit more about it, but definitely a very good unexpected moment once again.
What's gonna happen?
Yeet.
It's one good thing I saw on the show. Another good thing I saw on the show as well. The NXT Women's Championship match is a 4-way match. I always said when Roxanne was added to Bayley and Julia, might as well add Cora to it. Great story. We see tension rising between Cora and Roxanne. Of course, Bayley already got tension with Bayley and Roxanne got tension. This would be a good way for all the 40s women to work off with each other, and it'd be a good, of course, title defense for Julia. So I like this match. I'm very anticipating on seeing this match at Vengeance Day.
Yeet.
another thing I saw. Also, Izzy Dame turning on Tony D and the family. Very good swerve. I knew she was gonna do it. She was playing Tony like a fiddle, playing all the victim, having Tony and the family stick up for her. And now she's alongside. They look strong. All four of them look strong. Like I said earlier, you got Tony and Rizzo on the ground, and the family who can't get the cages locked, or they can't get getting blocked from getting in there. There'll be attacked if they go in there. This was a good story. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
Yeet.
So I definitely like where this story is going. It's definitely going to definitely bring things up. Now, that's all for what went wrong and what went right. Let's talk about current news. Yes, Ricky Starks is the current news. And we're going to talk about him. The current news is Ricky Starks now work for WWE. And I believe others will follow him from AEW to WWE. Now, Ricky Starks, we know, like I said earlier, was formerly with AEW. He's no longer with them. Now he's with NXT. He literally showed up the day after. He did not waste any time at all. He is one of the 3 people that was recently announced that they was no longer on the roster page, as I said before. If you guys remember, I'll bring it up again. It was Ricky Starks. It was Miro or Rusev, and also Malachi or Aleister Black. So he's the first one that was from his list of men being released to already arrive in WWE. I know Miro and Aleister was already with WWE. I'm talking about present day today. So Ricky Starks, I think he's going to do great in NXT. I can see him going for the North American Championship. He can develop a program. If not the North American title right away, definitely go after the NXT Heritage Cup. He go after Lexis King, build a story with that. Then later on, a North American Championship, and later just go after, I would say, the NXT Championship. Definitely go after NXT Championship. I can see that happening. Going after that title. So he could do that too. Ricky has charisma. He's good on the mic. He looks like a younger version of The Rock, as stated. And I really think that AEW dropped the ball with him. I really think they did. But the thing about it is, when it comes down to it, Ricky Stark is another product of AEW losing a great talent. And then he talked about the interview with Chris Van Fleet where he talked about how he wasn't on TV. I heard it was because of he did not agree with creative. He didn't agree with how his character was used. Basically, long story short, rumors of how he was pretty much going to job out. He wasn't going to help him. He wasn't going to get pushed. He was going to lose in defeat but look bad. He didn't agree with the direction of his character. And, Ricky Starks is not dumb. He's actually bright. He knows the business. He's been wrestling for 13 years. And I know, like I said before, he's friends with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. He went to WrestleMania 40 with Cody Rhodes. But I know that there's a reaction here on Busted Open Radio. They did talk about of him being on NXT. And this is Dave LaGreca and Thunder Rosa, who's still with AEW. They talk about actually.
Known Ricky even before NWA. We hit the pavement and the roads in Texas, California, where else? Anywhere we could go. He's one of the most hungriest individuals I ever met. I mean, intellectually, physically, and his career. He's extremely passionate about everything he does, his promos, like the way that he carries himself. And he takes that very, very to heart. And I think now that he, you know, from NWA, then everything that happened during the pandemic, that we were not making absolutely zero money, he had a great opportunity coming to AEW, doing something that he did in NWA, which was to put himself over in a way where, with his charisma, his abilities in the microphone, and his abilities in the ring, put him there. And he worked extremely hard to get to the top at AEW. Now, I honestly didn't even know whatever came out on the dirt sheets in terms of that he was done with AEW was real. I don't believe the dirt sheets. So when I saw the news, I was like, I don't believe it until I see it official. And I was in the airport waiting for my Hulu to upload because I was in Tijuana and it was 2 hours behind. And I was on the phone with someone and they were like, oh my God, Ricky is on TV on NXT. And I said, wait, what? I was completely surprised. Completely surprised. He took it completely by surprise. He cut the promo and I was like, well, you know, he's there. So as a friend, I am happy. He seems to be happy, and I just wish him the best. Honestly, it was a pleasure to work with him. And AEW, I share a lot of wisdom with him in terms of savoring the moment. Anything that we get at any moment on TV, it is important for our careers. And when we are on top, we always have to think and be thankful for that moment, because we never know what's going to happen in the future. And that's one of the things that I told him when he was like doing this stuff with CM Punk, when he was being a tag team champion, like all the cool stuff. When I was injured and I was calling his matches, I really enjoy his presence in the ring. And I really feel like I'm happy as my friend. If he's happy, I'm happy. Right. And this is not tribalism or anything. And I'm glad things worked out for him. And I just wish him nothing.
Now that was Thunder Rosa speaking on Buster Open Radio about finding out about Ricky Starks going to NXT. Like I said, it was a shocker not just to us but to her as well. She worked with Ricky not just in AEW, but worked with NWA. I didn't even know. I forgot she was in NWA at the same time Ricky was there. So she says she's happy for him. She's happy that he's doing well. You know, wish him well. And she says he's hungry. And he's a hard worker. So we're gonna see that in NXT. Thunder Rosa, I know she hasn't been on TV like she used to be. I know she's down on the card. Now she's still shown on Collision for the most part, not so much on Dynamite, but she's nowhere near like she was. She's a former AEW Women's World Champion. So I don't know what her contract details are, but I do know that, people are talking about Ricky Starks showing up at NXT. Now, he did an interview a while back, like I said before. He talked about why he was off television with AEW. His last match before being off TV up until now was back in March of last year, almost a year ago. But I do know he spoke about it, and he talked about what was going on, or not going on, I should say.
Things at now. We haven't seen you in AEW since March. Oh, there's another step.
Yeah, no. March was my last match. I've been home. I've been healthy. Never was injured. I did have a stinger. I got a stinger in that match against Top Flight in March. And I got immediately checked out and everything was fine. But I was just, concerned at the time. And so that happened. And then I was just home. And that's kind of, where it's been at. I've just been home. And it's a mind fuck because, I'm in my prime. And it sucks when you're on such a momentum, riding the wave and doing work and doing stuff. And then to just be at home for so long, you're kind of like, whoa. It throws it off,
You don't want to be at home.
No, I'm not. I am not meant to be at home. I'm not meant to be a homebody. In this current phase in my life, I'm not meant to be just chilling at home, and doing not the thing that I've been busting my ass to do for the past 13 years.
So are you still under contract with AEW?
Yeah.
But you're just not being used? But you'd like to be used. You want to wrestle. What's going on?
Beats me. beats me, I could have 1,000 theories about what's really going on. The fact of the matter is that there's no, if I don't have a definitive answer, I can't just make up an answer for people and just assume. You know what I'm saying? Would I love to know the exact reason? For sure. Do I have speculations about why? Absolutely. But that does nothing to speak on things that I speculate, does nothing for the situation, right? So I think it's just a matter of, it sucks. You know, it's been a very cold day here in Austin. It's been a very cold day. It may have been cold for the past 9 months. I'm not sure. But thankfully, I have a sweater and I'm always ready to keep the warmth going, you know?
All right, that's Ricky Starks speaking on Chris Van Fleet. Now, this interview was a couple months ago. He talked about why he really didn't speak on, because he was still under contract, you know, for legal reasons. He was off TV, you know. I knew he could not wait to wait till that contract was up, which we are where we are right now. And you could tell that he was very displeased with how his book has been. But in case you guys didn't know, he has history with WWE. If you look here with Ricky Starks, he was in the first picture. He was a jobber, the guy in the blue trunks, a jobber to Jinder Mahal. He was the guy bullied backstage with Ryback. He was also security, you know, in a segment with Roman Reigns, the big dog, not the tribal chief. And then you see his NWA run. And then you look right there. He looked like a Young Rock right there. Former AEW Tag Team Championship and current Defy Champion. So he's been in WWE before, but as a jobber or a security guy. So he has some kind of history there. So Ricky, I think he's going to do extremely well. You know, I never heard him get any trouble with AEW except for, you know, with the booking. I think he'll do just fine. That I do expect. So you guys let me know what you think about Ricky Starks. Now he's arrived at NXT. And it's a good move for WWE. Is it WWE's gain and AEW's loss, or AEW's gain and WWE's loss? You guys let me know what you think. I personally think it's WWE's gain all day, because they know how to make stars out of people. We've seen that. Look at Ethan Page, for example. He's done great. He's doing his thing, and you know, and NXT, been NXT champion. And no offense to Ethan Page, Ricky Starks is better than Ethan Page. Character all around. So they can do that with Ethan. I can only imagine what they're going to do with Ricky Starks. So with that being said, that's the current news. We're done there. What we are going to do is get to the bonus round finally. And we're going to talk about Vengeance Day. Final predictions for Vengeance Day. So let's talk about it. And we're going to go over down the list. No particular order of what the final predictions are for this upcoming PLE for February 15th. So let's go down here. Let's see what's going on. It's some matches here. I will say we got some good matches going on. Plenty of good matches on the card. But let's talk about it. Let's first talk about Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe in a strap match. Now, we know these two had a strap match because they have history. We'll see. You know, Trick Williams, he's no longer chasing the NXT championship. Now, the thing about it is, Eddie Thorpe, he also competed for the NXT championship. They both lost to Obafemi. Now it's these two. Pretty much is going to be one of the last feuds before Trick Williams leave NXT, go to main roster. But we're going to see who's going to win. Now, Trick Williams needs to get his momentum back up when it comes down to these two. I will have to say, who do I have winning? It will only make sense for Trick to win. He needs the advantage. He lost his title. He was pinned by Obafemi. He needs to win. And this could be the perfect way to build him back up. Get him going, at least get him going. Or if he do lose, get a series going with Eddie Thorpe. Don't be surprised if he lose, because Eddie Thorpe could cheat, but Trick more than likely should win this match to build him back up. Eddie Thorpe been in some big matches, but that's who I will have for that particular when it comes out of that particular match. So we'll see how this thing gonna go down as far as that goes. But that's my pick for that particular match. So you guys let me know who you have between Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe in the strap match. It will be interesting because it's not just a regular match. So it'll be some cinema there. See how they're gonna do this story. But let's move on. We got here one of the championships that will be defended. It will be Fallon Henley versus Stephanie Walker for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Now, when it comes down to this match, Stephanie earned a #1 contendership. She had to wait till after Shotzi. Shotzi defeated her due to interference from, Fatal Influence, mainly Fallon. Now she get a one-on-one match. But I have a feeling, as much as I want Stephanie to win, I feel like she's going to go through a roadblock. I think something's going to interfere. With that being said, I got Fallon Henley retaining, but expect outside interference, not just from Fatal Influence. Somebody we haven't seen in a while is going to show up, and they're going to attack Stephanie. I don't think she's going to come out that clean. Fallon's going to have another victory under her belt. But we'll see how they're going to play this out. Another match, the next match I'm going to talk about. One of the matches I definitely want to see, Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. Now, Ethan Page took out Javon Evans. He attacked him with a chair, made him bleed, caused stitches in his mouth. And Javon Evans has been wanting to get revenge ever since then. Ethan Page been on a good character run since he had a downward spiral after losing the NXT Championship, now regaining it, not winning the North American Championship. But I will say Javon Evans, I see him getting the advantage. He needs a win. This will be a good win for him if he beats Ethan. Ethan's been getting the full advantage the whole time. Javon barely got any advantage. Expect to come back from Javon Evans. He will defeat Ethan Page because these two styles are definitely going to be interesting. They're going to clash. They're definitely going to clash on that one. So we'll see how that particular thing will go as far as this match is concerned. All right, let's see another match on the card. Let's talk about the tag team championships. We got Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, Axiom versus Josh Briggs and Yosh Inamura. I can't pronounce his name. Yosh Inamura. These guys been looking good. It's a new tag team. Josh Briggs was off in Japan this summer. He linked up with Inamura. Had a good, it bonded good. Got a good tag team here. Despite all that, Fraxium got the history. They're still the NXT Tag Team Championships. Nothing can break these guys as of right now. They're one of the best tag teams, and not just NXT, but in all WWE. Fraxium retains. I'd be very shocked if Josh will win. They'll be the last team I expect. They have beaten the best of the best, and they will beat this team too. So that I have them retaining the tag team belts. That I do see happening. Now let's get on to the championship matches. We do have a four-way match of Julia defending her NXT Women's Championship against former champion Roxanne Perez, former champion Bayley, and also Cora Jade. This will be a four-way match. We gotta see how they're gonna play this out. It's gonna be a good match. This is gonna be definitely one of the matches I'm tuning into. Since Julia is hot right now, Julia's one of the best talents on the roster. She's over. Julia's gonna retain. She's either gonna pin Roxanne Perez or Bayley. Maybe Bayley take the pinfall or Roxanne. I don't think Cora gonna get the pinfall. I think her and Roxanne gonna get into cahoots. I think it's gonna be Bayley. Bayley is going to Bayley's gonna be focused on Roxanne. Now, if she don't pin Bayley or Roxanne, Bayley is either going to be focused on Roxanne or Cora will be focused on Roxanne. They both got issue with Roxanne. Julia can easily pin anybody, but I say more likely Bayley or even Cora. Cora may take the pinfall. I'm not going to say Roxanne Perez is going to take the pinfall. I would say more likely Bayley or Cora will get the pinfall. I don't see Julia losing the title either way. Last but not least, let's move to main event, NXT Championship. Well, one of the main events, I should say. We got Obafemi in his first title defense, just like Julia. He would defend his NXT Championship against both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. These guys ganged up on Oba. He's not gonna forget that. He's definitely gonna get these guys back one way or another. Expect Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to do very good teamwork like they did on NXT. They will gang up on them, but these two are they're gonna get into it with each other. They're gonna have issues. It will rear its ugly head, I should say. And that's gonna cause both of these guys to lose. Obafemi will get the advantage. Besides having the power and dominance, he will retain his NXT Championship. Obafemi is not going to lose, especially not now, beginning of his run, and it's not going to be to Grayson Waller or Austin Theory. So I don't see that happening. But other than that, this is a good-looking card, very good-looking card for Vengeance Day. Now here we got 5 matches, really 6 if you add recently of Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe. So 6 matches altogether, but this is a good card though. That's all I have for final predictions for NXT Vengeance Day, Saturday, February 15th. It's going to be a good one. It will be the same night as AEW Grand Slam. And it will be at the Kev First Arena in Washington, D.C. So we may get some surprises here. And it's like a very good card, better than last year's card. And I like Vengeance Day. And this will be the last PLE before major PLE before Stand Deliver. I know about NXT Roadblock, but I think that's going to be a live event thing. I don't think it's going to be a PLE so much. Maybe it is. So you got Roadblock and then Stand Deliver, a major PLE. But that's all I have regarding that. And this is the NXT highlights cover for Vengeance Day. Soon to be able to pop up, guys. You guys click the links below. Until then, guys, you already know what it is. It's OUT.
Something happened this weekend, and I have been struggling with it since I retired. But this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and be